What's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Naya and I'm a second year medical student studying in the UK. So if you've clicked on this video, you're probably in the process of thinking of, in fact, you're probably thinking of or considering in the process of, or probably have already applied for medicine in the UK, I hope, because this video is basically about the UK where I'm studying. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about how I managed to secure 2 interviews with what I consider to be an extremely low UCAT score. So without any further ado, I'm going to tell you guys how exactly I managed to do that and give you some tips that I think are a surefire way to, still get offers regardless of a bad performance in the UCAT. So when it comes to medicine, the UCAT is quite a significant factor while applying for medicine. It's basically, if you don't know what the UCAT is, I'm hoping you do if you're watching this, but if you don't know, it's basically like an extra sort of test. It's the university UCAT, let's see. Yeah. So it's the University Clinical Aptitude Test, which is basically an aptitude test. It's an IQ test for wannabe medical students, basically. That's how I'll easily describe it. But anyway, they use the UCAT to kind of filter out students as they apply, filter out applicants to be specific. So when you apply to med school, obviously most people have the required grades, they'll have a decent, overall application. They're filtering out the good applicants and they have to filter down some more. They'll use the UCAT to, separate that. Unfortunately, I found out about the UCAT 2-3 months before my application was due. I tried to, prepare for it as much as I could, but it didn't really work out. I scored super low on it. I think I was in the mid 500s. So I think 550 thereabout was my UCAT score. For perspective, a decent score, like a good score, is well above 600, in the 650s, and above that is above average. So you want to aim for above 650 on average throughout all the sections of your UCAT. I'm not sure what the structure is now because I did mine quite a bit ago, but anyway, yeah, that's what happened in my case. So as you know, when you're applying, there's more than one factor that goes into your application. You've got your grades, you've got your personal statement, and you've got your references, as well as UCAT when you're applying for medicine. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my A-level result. So I managed to score quite well in my A-levels, nothing crazy. I got 1 A star and 2 A's, but that was a really good, thing for me because it met the criteria for most unis, and it was a good, score overall for my A-levels. So that really pushed my application to show that my abilities academically were clearly there. I think it's the most important thing actually on your application, because your A-levels just, kind of show you whether or not you'll be able to handle medicine, because it's a difficult degree. So if you ace your A-levels, you're showing the uni that, look, I have the mental capacity to do this, I have the academic ability to tackle this degree. So I managed to write quite a decent personal statement. I'm planning on making a video about it actually, but I just made it really personal to myself, and I think it was a personal statement that helped me to stand out a bit. Nothing crazy, I'm not an English connoisseur, but yeah, your personal statement will really kind of help you to stand out from the rest of the applicants. So this is something a lot of people don't think about, but when you're applying, you need to make sure that your application is cohesive. It's hard to really explain how, but you need to just look at your application as a whole. And let's say if in my case I had a low UCAT score, it was looking like an outlier on my application, because the rest of the application was at a fairly good level, and then you see my UCAT and you're like, oh, how did that happen? That sort of thing. So you need to kind of show through everything else that you're a high quality applicant, and then when something goes wrong, at least they can see that it went wrong and it's not the actual case, it was just a mishap of some sort. The fourth and final factor that helped me get my 2 interviews was my uni selection. So I chose 5 universities. I applied to 5 universities, which were, let's see if I remember, I think it was Manchester, Nottingham, St. Andrews, University of Central Lancashire, and Buckingham University. So, and I got offers from the last two. So basically, when you're choosing your universities, you should make sure, I didn't even know this because I wasn't expecting a low UCAT score, but I got lucky because like 2 of the unis I chose were suitable. So basically, when you're choosing your universities, you need to make sure that you're choosing unis that don't focus too much on the UCAT. So different universities have, you know, different weightings for their applications, and they, you know, regard the UCAT to be, you know, of different importance. So some universities, like, it's the be-all and end-all. Like, if you have the A-levels, that's fine, but if you have a low UCAT, you're not getting in, right? But then if you choose certain universities, or if you apply to certain universities, you have a better chance. It's not a guarantee, but you have a higher chance of getting in simply because you chose a uni that doesn't, you know, overvalue the UCAT, which is what you're supposed to do if you do end up with a low UCAT score or are expecting not to do so well in it. So the first university is the one I go to, the University of Central Lancashire. It's a really good uni. I'll put up the ranking of my university here actually, in terms of medical schools. It's actually higher than, you know, some big schools. So yeah, I mean, highly recommend my uni, the University of Central Lancashire. Give it a shot. It's a great uni, and if you do get in, you'll love it. The second university is Buckingham University, which I got an interview from. I didn't go for the interview because I already got my acceptance to UCAT, and my interview came earlier for UCAT, and they still offered me an interview regardless of my low UCAT. The last 3 universities I just, you know, did some research on online. I'm not too sure if they would still take you if you have a low UCAT, but this is, you know, according to online opinions from like the Medic portal and such, they say that these universities are the ones you stand a good chance of getting into with a low UCAT. I can't speak to that personally because I didn't apply to them, but I think it's worth a shot if you're in that, you know, category I'm talking about. The third university is Cardiff University. They weight up your whole application apparently, and you know, they still consider low scores. The fourth one is Queen's University Belfast. Haven't heard too much about that uni, but apparently it's worth a shot. And the final university is the University of Sunderland, which, you know, you have to have a minimum, I think, requirement to still, even if you have a low UCAT, you need to be above a certain score, but you know, it's worth a shot. So yeah, those are the 5 universities that I think, if you have performed not so great on your UCAT score, definitely worth giving a shot. That's about it. So yeah, guys, you know, go apply to these unis, give them a shot, and yeah, see what happens. It's been nice. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Nearly forgot to say that. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay moving, stay booming.